guess you are heterosexual, right?
Are you allowed to ask that?
No.
Sup, welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to talk about the back to school rush. However, I'm not going to talk about it in the usual, talking about everything from my perspective thing. I'm going to share some stories I heard from other people's views that have done it years before I did, because they all really made it out to be some freakishly horrific nightmare. A little thing though that I want to clear up before I begin is that a few people have asked me why I called the quote-unquote office supply store the office supply store. It's because I don't have an alternate name for it yet, like I did with Mazytime. I also don't intend to do an entire ton of these work stories now because it's still my current job, and I don't want somebody to misinterpret something that I say and make it think that I hate my job, because I don't. I don't hate my job at all. In fact, I've been there way longer than I have at Mazytime now, so I don't want people to judge my work habits based on how I talk about my job in these videos. Though if that was the case, I probably shouldn't even be making these videos in the first place. I do these videos only for the purpose of other people's entertainment. Honestly though, at the end of the day, it is what it is. I'm only providing this video with the intention of other people's entertainment. So, let's get started. Now, if there's one thing that I have made very clear throughout these work stories is that sometimes customers can get really pushy and really greedy. Keyword here is sometimes. Usually, most of the customers that we get are not that bad. Only 1 or 2 times out of 10 will they get greedy and douchey. And as a matter of fact, I just want to put this out there, retail customers are not as hard to deal with as fast food customers. Now that being said, coworkers have been telling me that during the back to school rush, it's completely reversed. 2 times out of 10 they'll be completely normal, and the rest of them will be very pushy, angry, and so on and so forth. Simply because they all need their school supplies, and we only have so much for so many people. In fact, one of them even told me that last year they had to check people out and charge them on the little mobile devices that we use for the go-backs. And that did not sound very fun for me. I mean, we only have 4 registers, and most of the time, only 1 cashier is needed. Every once in a while, we'll need 2, but usually we only need 1. The thought of having a line so long that more than 4 people were needed made me shudder a little bit. Needless to say, back to school was the busiest time of the year for our store, and the rest of my coworkers were telling me about all the crazy customers that come in at these crazy times and how pushy all of them are. We actually close an hour later during these times. Once again, they are not usually pushy, but during back to school, normal ones are hard to come by. Something that we are all supposed to do on a regular basis is organize the products so that they're all aligned with the shelves. For example, when they look like the bottom shelf on this image, we need to rearrange them so that they look like the ones on the top shelves. Another person told me about how the products on the shelves were so crooked and messed up that they literally had 2 people wearing street clothes walking around and fixing things on the shelves. So I could imagine that they got pretty bad since they're usually not that straight on a regular day. And I mean, we straighten them out like we're supposed to whenever we have time, but it can take a while. So I can imagine how long it would take during back to school times. I was also told that we were going to get a lot of angry moms and some wild kids. So yeah, I can't really think of any other nightmarish things coworkers have told me about back to school, so I'm just going to cut straight to the point at how I handled the back to school rush. Everything everybody told me apparently did not apply in my case. At all. The back to school rush was honestly way easier than everybody made it out to be. None of these customers were greedy or over the top pushy. Actually, a few of them were, but the majority of them were actually pretty normal. We didn't need to use the mobile devices to ring up. We didn't need to spend too much time organizing the shelves. Even if we did stay late a few nights, the lines were a lot longer than I've ever seen it. And in fact, going back to my diagram of the store that I drew from the previous work story, the line reached out to about here. And from my perspective, all the back to school rush was just a ton of people buying entire shopping carts, sometimes 2, worth of supplies, a long line, 4 cashiers, open a little bit later, and honestly that pretty much was it. In fact, the only thing that I can even think of that applied to the back to school rush that people actually did tell me about were the wild kids. It was a little bit more intense, but honestly it wasn't too bad either, because I had already worked in fast food prior to this retail thing, so I was already kind of used to long lines. At least I could actually see what was coming as opposed to drive-through lines, which I literally could not see anything, so I had to expect a car to appear completely out of nowhere. Oh, and by the way... Oh, and by the way, no time requirements. which you guys should already know what I think about those. So anyways, yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for listening to me talk about how I handled the back to school rush. If you guys want to add me on Steam, Discord, SoundCloud, all that information is down below at the bottom of the screen. The bonus question is on the left side of the screen. Previous video is on the right side. I upload weekly. Give the video a like if you liked it, subscribe if you loved it, stay safe, don't die, and I'll catch you guys next time.